And there we go. Good morning, everybody. My name is Osa. It is Saturday, the 20th of April. We are playing Farming Simulator 22 on Glenleathann. So, welcome. Today, it is April 4 of year 4. Played 235 hours on this map so far. We had over 512 on Maypole. So we're not halfway close to where we were at with Maypole. I have this tractor ready to go. I just don't know where I'm going with it. Looks like there is a field directly in front of me that needs my attention. That one over there. So out of the yard, turn right, turn left, over there. So you will notice we do not have a lot of money today. Spent about £25,000 on lime and fertilizer. So, yeah. I need to make some of that back. I got out, I limed and fertilized the 2 fields we bought the end of last week. Really didn't use a lot of fertilizer. We used 22% fertilizer on the entirety of both fields. We used about 3 carts of lime, so they're about 14,000 each. So yeah. And come May, April, May, yes, May, I am going to need to get the big air mountain mowing. £24,000 should be enough to cover worker wages, so that's not a big deal. But I may do some, I think there's some cultivating contracts out there. Now, one thing I was considering, I think I've got lazy farmers turned on, which technically means a farmer will never harvest his crop, but does mean that at a lower percentage they will cultivate and plough and fertilise and that sort of thing. I'm not sure that's working entirely as intended. So I think when I remember to do it, when we hit the 4th day of the month, I will turn off lazy farmers, let the game run for about 5-10 minutes, especially if I'm not planning to do anything on day 4. I haven't got it set up that way at the moment, but basically what I would do is, I think, if I stop there, that should turn off good. Contracts should be there. Lazy farmers are active. If active, so we have lazy farmers on. Sowing is activated. If active, NPC farmers perform sowing work more rarely and offer its contracts instead. If active, I think what I have to do is turn off this on day 4. I might try that. Okay. So that should mean that apart from the contracts I have selected, all of the contracts should go away. This should then mean that I get less in the way of withered crops, fallow fields forever. We currently have getting on for about 20 cultivating contracts just sitting out there. There's about half a dozen seeding contracts. I've already picked up the fertilization contracts. So the plan is to get the board a bit clearer so that it's not like we're required to work every single field. Cameo ER, hello and welcome to Saturday. So long as I now have to remember to turn the lazy farmers back on again before I sleep tonight, so that on May 1 new contracts will be generated and the other farmers won't use them all up. And part of the problem I have, if I stop again, is if I go here and try and pick up cultivating contracts, see that's all we've got left to do, which is good. But I could try and pick one and it would disappear before I accept it, but I wouldn't see that, so I just wouldn't get an active contract. So the plan is to at least allow the other farmers on the map to work their farms without 100% reliance on me. So that's the plan. And for things like seeding and fertilizing and cultivating, those farmers don't wait for you. The contracts get generated on day 1 of the month, and by 10 minutes after your sleep cycle ends, most of them are gone. With harvesting, that's not the case. The harvesting contracts will remain, so they are effectively there's always a delay on harvesting contracts, which is why I've got lazy farmers turned off for harvesting. At least I think that's how it's supposed to work. But anyway, we'll see how that works out. Hopefully fields will now turn over more frequently, so long as I'm remembering to turn it on, turn it off every beginning and end of day 4 of a month. And then we'll have when we buy a field, it will be in a better condition. We shouldn't see quite so many withered crops. And leaving it, lazy farmers off for day 4 means we've got 3 days in a month that we can pick up contracts, and the 4th day will just clear the books for the end of the month, which I think makes it more like base game where new contracts are generated every month. But as I said, there was some issue with just, oh look, there's 50 contracts, I'll take this one, no, this one, yes, this one, no, refresh, oh, they're all gone. So I got 2, and when I set my mind to I want to do some contracts, I kind of want to do some contracts. I don't want to attempt to pick some and then have 2 out of 15 actually happen. But also April 1, May 1, I am going to have to harvest the grass, also called mowing. We will mow the grass with the big M, and we've got now 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fields that need to be cut. And I also need to replant 3 of them with maize. So that's I'm not going to worry too much about this. In theory, I might do it all anyway. This is definitely using up more fertilizer than our grass fields did. But yeah, so, well, I've got to cut the 3 fields that are intending to have maize in earliest, so that I can pick up that grass, clear the field off, and set one of the tractors with a worker to get them all turned over and seeded with maize. Now, obviously, not going to seed them with maize immediately because the Axion is going to be collecting the grass and is the only tractor I now have that can run the planter. So that's all a thing. But we'll get, yeah, this is, next month is the busy time where we have to, yeah, turn over fields in less than a month. Cut on the 1st or cut on day 1, make sure it's seeded and rolled by the end of day 4. I think that's good. So, expected events today. Mrs. Osa's still sleeping. The kids are annoying teenage Osa. And there was a lot of misbehaving from her part last week, so just issues. So this is my chance to get away from it all and just drive up and down fields spraying. We do have, teenage Osa has a thing at church this afternoon, so Mrs. Osa will be taking her to that. We plan to take the kids out for dinner while she's at church. She'll have food at church, so it gives us a chance to treat the kids because we don't have that opportunity as often as we'd like. Young boy's been having issues with school and what have you. He does better when he's sleeping at home, so they don't slay over for Sunday in church, and normally we'd go out for a meal after church, but they've missed out on that for almost a month now. So we'll see where that leads. And then yesterday I ordered 27 cubic feet of dirt, which should have been delivered yesterday, because if you get your order in before 2 o'clock it will be there same day. Unfortunately, it didn't turn up yesterday, so I might have to take a break if the truck turns up in order to assist the man. Outside of that, what else have we got running today? That's all. I built the planter last week. That was a little bit rough on my back, but anyway, we'll see how that fares today as to how long I can sit here before I have to go and lie down anyway. But once the dirt's here, we can fill up. Turn that off. Push that button. We can plant potatoes, which is good. Mrs. Osa's planted her carrots and onions. The onions are already starting to poke through. Carrots not so much. She's also got some indoor starts on a couple of things, including tomatoes. I'm not sure what else she planted. But that's all The tomatoes are starting to break through. She's got little like cartons with dirt in each pocket. So the tomatoes are growing, the rest not so much. Okay, we need to complete that one. $49.50 and $105. Where are these places? 49. Oh, it's down there. 49. That's okay. 50's next door. That's okay. And 105 is up here somewhere. In the middle. 105. 105. Oh, right there. So I could do 105 first. So come out here down there, 105, and then run straight down that road, which brings us there. And then we could do 50.49 and head back to the farm. That works. So yeah, physical therapy, I finished that up this week, got discharged, saw the specialist. I do have a bad case of arthritis in my right hip, but we're not entirely certain that the pain in my hip is actually local or whether it's constriction in my back on causing pressure on the nerve to that area in my hip. So I've got to wait another 2.5 weeks and then I get a procedure on my back to relieve the pressure on my spinal column, which should do something to help with the pain in my back and may also do something to help with the pain in my hip. Now, there's no guarantees it will help with my hip, so that's a sort of a wait and see thing. However, since there's the chance that things can happen in both my back and my hip, just by fixing my back, or at least addressing some of my back issues, we decided to do my back first. If my hip is still in pain once the back's dealt with, then I have to go and see who is it? The hip doctor, and he'll review my situation and I may need to have hip replacement. But at this point we're trying to hold off and not do that right now and hope that we'll cure all the pain just by addressing the problem in my back. Oh, I might. Actually, no, that should be okay. I might need to head back to the yard and refill this after we finish this field. That's not too much of an issue.
What are you guys doing in there?
Anyway.
Are you leaving her up and she doesn't want to be woken up?
She was working when I woke up.
So yeah, all the outside carpentry is done. Oh, I had to fix the shower. Some of the grout on the floor was chipped, so I had to go to work on that, and so we can't have a shower for a week. At least not in our shower. While that cures. And still, while I have all the bench work for the model railway cut and ready to go, I did not get down to the basement to start to assemble it. First step, I'm going to stick the legs, screw the legs to the end pieces. But then after I've done that, I've got to assemble the bench frames. That's a little bit more work and usually involves more than one pair of hands. How about we try this? Yeah. Cool. But then when the benches are assembled, I can actually start putting plywood down for a surface. Then things hopefully should start moving on a little bit better. The plywood's going to be difficult because it needs to be cut to shape. So lots of jigsawing and stuff. And drawing. I got pencils, so that's okay. Then what? Then, yeah, then we see. That's all the immediate plans. It's hard to make any plans when, yeah, for medical reasons, you're not sure what's actually going to be happening at any given time. But how's my tank? Ooh. Down to 32%. I think where we are, I can cut across that field straight to the yard because we own it now. So probably a wise plan to get the sprayer refilled. I think what else I've been doing this week. I've been watching a YouTuber play through Manor Lords, which is an interesting little game. Again, not sure I'll bother buying it, but it does look very pretty. And apparently there's only one guy writing the code, so kudos to him. He's doing a very fine job. I think the plan is once it's sort of in early access and gets, I think the early access official release is 26th of this month, so end of next week, or this end of the coming week. But he has YouTubers playing and basically demoing it, advertising it for him. And then what else have I been watching? I haven't watched much Farm Sim. Been paying attention to the City Skylines 2 issues. Colossal Order came out and apologised this week and said everybody who got the Beachfront Properties DLC will get a refund unless it was included in their Ultimate Edition purchase. And the Ultimate Edition purchasers will get something different, whatever that is. Because they basically said the DLC wasn't really up to the standard that they would prefer it to be, so here's some compensation. Everybody can have it for free. Oh, look. There's a load of boxes over there. Shall I get out and have a look at them? That's lime. Yeah, so that's a thing. They also announced that the console version of the game probably won't be available until 6 months from now, so about October, November time. This looks like it's not just one. These aren't full pallets, so it looks like I've emptied over there more than once and not noticed it until now. Oh, this one's 2,000 litres and stuck in the hedge. Nice. Oh, that is emptying sideways, that's okay. Okay, so let's go and get this thing filled, hopefully. Oh, that has come up good. No, I didn't want to empty it, I wanted to refill it. For some reason, emptying right side of the sprayer, filling left side of the sprayer. How are we doing for diesel? Diesel's fine.